Cloudcast Media. Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
I'm Drew Schlosberg of Cloudcast Media. We are thrilled to have on the show one of my favorite guests, and that is Susan G. Komen San Diego. We got Leia Brune. She is the executive director, joined by one of her Komen Leadership Board members, Merrilee Neal. How you folks doing?
Oh, doing great.
Very nice.
Good to see you, Merrilee. Full disclosure, I was on the Susan Komen board for 6 years with Merrilee, and then I think we were on the advisory board for a while, and there was a shift change in what Komen was doing with National. Leia may be able to tell us a little about that. And joining me, as always, is a phenomenal, the inimitable.
Oh, these are good adjectives this week.
I got to come up with new
You've been
adjectives.
practicing.
Well, you're a writer.
I'll buy you a thesaurus.
No, I don't need a thesaurus.
No, right.
It's all in my little pea brain. Kristen Fogel, she's the executive director of San Diego Writers, Inc. So, Kristen, you got a question for the folks?
Yeah, I thought you could just speak to your mission for a moment. So our mission is to provide support for people that are going through breast cancer and to invest in breakthrough research to hopefully get us one step closer to finding a cure and ending breast cancer. Beautiful.
Right, exactly. You have a personal story, Merrilee?
I do.
Can you share it? Do you want to share it?
Of course.
Good.
I think a big part of how we get to our mission really and spreading the word is to be able to talk about it. And I kind of go back probably 50 years or so ago. My mom was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was about 10. And those were purely the days when no one spoke about it. Mm-hmm. So we've come a long way, and yet we still have a lot of work to do. And although my twin sister and I were very vigilant in even our early 30s in getting mammograms, it was 11 years ago, right around my 50th birthday, that I was diagnosed with breast cancer. And so to me, yes, there's been change, but there's still a lot of work to do. So I feel very confident. And, it's important for Komen and all of us to keep doing that work.
Yeah. Right. So you've been involved with Komen for how long now?
Well, close to 10 years. I'd say close to 10 years. Mm-hmm.
Right. And you've been there with a lot of change and a lot of positive change and a lot of attention now that this is certainly getting. Talk about, Leia, and you can jump in too on this, Kristen, Komen's new white paper, Alleviating the Financial Toxicity of Breast Cancer.
Yeah, so we have been tracking our support services over the past several years, and we were able to really dig into the numbers of what it takes cost-wise and just the burden that it puts on patients to encounter breast cancer treatment. It is something that is exponentially hard barriers, especially for those underserved communities or any communities that don't have insurance, underinsured. And so we have been able to just have metrics around this that we can look at and then helps us lead and be able to create programs and initiatives that can help to support the communities that need that. So we were able to give over $9 million in financial assistance grants last year to over 16,000 people with just breast cancer patients telling us that the main need is financial assistance, mainly just to pay their bills and the everyday expenses. So being able to alleviate that burden keeps them in the fight and keeps them strong.
So how many people that are struggling financially because of that do not get breast exams? Is that something that's a big issue?
It is a big issue, and it's something that, Komen can help with. We do provide mammograms for those that don't qualify under their insurance. And so it is something that if you're not aware of it, you don't know your own risk, and you don't have the time to go and get your mammogram, you're not insured and it's not covered. Maybe you're under 40 and don't know that it's something that you need to do. It is something that we would love to continue spreading awareness that it is important. And
Yeah, because you think about this, and Merrilee, we worked on this when we were on the Komen board, and sort of the tragedy of it is that how many of these things could have been maybe prevented or seen earlier if indeed you got a mammogram, and certainly understandable they couldn't for whatever the reason is, financial reasons or, health reasons or whatever, but just that's so critical to make sure people get that correct. Mm-hmm. That mammogram, isn't there a population out there? I know certain populations tend not to get mammograms more than others. Is that right, Leia?
Definitely anyone that's underinsured, if it's not covered. We know that breast cancer is the most prevalent cancer in Latino women, and Black women, unfortunately, are 40% more likely to die from breast cancer than their white counterparts. So these are the communities that we really want to spread more awareness and try to provide more support to.
Right, exactly. Kristen?
Yeah, I wondered if you could speak to National Breast Cancer Awareness Month, which is coming up soon. So what does that all entail? What do you all do from your end?
Oh, this is our big season. This is where we kick off our Super Bowl season. So it kicks off on Sunday, October 1st, and we have a lot of community partners that help us in spreading the word. Like we mentioned, early detection saves lives. So spreading awareness on what is available as resources, encouraging folks to make sure to stay on top of getting their mammograms, having self-exams, knowing their own risk. So we're lucky to have some great partners. Dunkin' Donuts here in San Diego is kicking off our Breast Cancer Awareness Month with promotions. It's our Dine Out Day. So on Sunday, October 1st, they'll be doing a give back promotion. So if anyone wants to go and support and with their pocketbook, they can do that. And then throughout the month, Dunkin' is also helping us with some give back promotions throughout. So at their cash registers. And we have a lot of other community supporters. We're kicking off with City Cruises, is providing just a really fun cruise for all of our survivors and our supporters in our community on Monday, October 2nd. So we're really excited to kick off the month and start spreading the word and showing up with the pink wave.
That's great. I want to dip back to something that you both said earlier about early detection, and you both mentioned before the age of 40. And so I just turned 40. I just got my first mammogram. But are you saying, are we supposed to be doing that beforehand? Is that if you have a history of breast cancer in your family? What does that kind of look like?
That's a big question, but it is something to speak about. Really, probably less than 20%, maybe even closer to 10% of breast cancers are at least known to have hereditary factors. But so that leaves a really big number.
Yeah.
And yet I do think there's still some difficulty in access for women, whether you know or you do not know that you might have a propensity for breast cancer. But as Leia said, I think the most important thing is really know your own body, have those communications with your doctor. There's a lot of talk about dense breasts now, and women who have dense breasts do qualify for additional services and support, even if you're under a certain age. And so Komen has really helped to advocate for women in those arenas as well. So it's important that we keep having those talks, because it's not a gold seal in any one arena. It's like there's so many different types of conversations to have.
Yeah.
But what I feel very positive about is at least we're having these conversations.
Absolutely. And just speaking to my experience, I heard for years and years that it's so painful and all of this, and I thought it was stress-free and fine. And so any younger ladies out there, it's fine. Just go do the thing.
No, that's good to hear. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you're listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show. It's the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year. We are broadcast here at the Mission Fed Studios in Scripps Ranch at Mission Fed. Continue to do great things in San Diego for more than 60-plus years. We are chatting with our good friends at Susan G. Komen San Diego. Leia Brune, Executive Director of Susan G. Komen, and joined by Merrilee Neal, Komen Leadership Board. So there's this walk /run. Actually, I've only walked it. Actually, I can't run anymore. That's true. On November the 5th, and it's the More Than Pink Walk. Why don't you talk about that, Leia?
Yeah, so we're hosting our big community walk, the More Than Pink Walk, on Sunday, November 5th in Balboa Park. We're excited to just invite out all of our community to come gather, be a voice for those, support those that are currently going through breast cancer treatment, honor those that we have lost from this disease, and continue the fight and take action together as a community.
Where's it taking place?
In Balboa Park on the corner of 6th Avenue and Laurel Street.
Right, exactly. What time?
Starts at 6:30 in the morning, but it is the fallback day, so we get an extra hour of sleep that night.
That's good to know.
Yeah, so I try to encourage everyone just to take advantage of that before you get
right. So it's a what is it, a 3K walk or run? How far is it?
So we shortened our course to 2.5 miles. It's more inclusive for everyone to be able to join, and you can run it if you want, but it's not a full 5K.
Yeah, right, exactly. No, it's beautiful setting, and there's a lot of great exhibitors and sponsors in the park as well. How many folks will you get at that?
We expect over 8,000.
That's great.
Wonderful. Do you need to pledge a certain amount to be a participant, or how does that work?
No, registration is free. We really want to encourage anyone to come out and join us. We do encourage fundraising, because any of the fundraising that takes place through our community walks does fuel our mission programs.
Right. I think you are certainly encouraged to make a donation.
Yes.
And if you get a shirt, I always pledge about $100 or so or more, whatever the case may be. But there's a lot of activities going down. Are you gonna go down there?
I might. I didn't know about it until today, but
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
You sort of recoiled when you heard 6:30 in the morning. So,
but I get the extra hour, so it's fine. And Balboa Park is beautiful, and I can do the 2.5 miles. So I'm glad you shortened it.
If you want to go, meet me down there.
Okay, I'll go.
Listen, the energy, once you get there at 6:30, you'll feel like you don't even know what time of the day it is, because
Let's do it. Let's do it, Drew. And I always end up supporting someone else. So, I mean, I can start my own little fundraising campaign.
Beautiful. Consider it done. You heard this on the radio here today over here. We will make sure we do that. When we come back from break, we're going to chat more with Leia Brune. She's the executive director of Susan G. Komen San Diego, joined by Merrilee Neal, Komen Leadership Board. We'll talk about some of the Komen's outreach efforts, some of the collaborations that you folks are doing, some of the challenges that are moving forward as you look ahead, and then, again, whatever our listeners could do to support your efforts when we return with another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year. We will be right back.
When you do your banking with Mission Fed, you get great rates on auto and home loans. That's good for you, but something good also happens for a lot of other people. We're not for profit, so we put money back into the community to help lots of great nonprofits to keep San Diego strong. So you're not just getting something good, you're doing something good. Come to Mission Fed. It's banking that's good for all.
Brand amplification is the DNA of Cloudcast Media, and our code is the powerful blending of sound, voice, and storytelling to lift local brands and their communities. Whether it is our Brandcast, Schoolcast, or Causecast platforms, the unifying ethos is all about this community, the one you call home. If you dare to dream and want to explore the brand amplification of Cloudcast, a national leader in local podcasting and other Winfluence strategies, please visit us at cloudcast.us.
I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you are listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, now in our 17th year. We are chatting with our friends from Susan G. Komen San Diego, Leia Brune, executive director of Komen San Diego, and joined by Merrilee Neal, the Komen Leadership Board. I'm joined always by my co-host, and that is Kristen Fogel. She is the executive director of San Diego Writers, Inc. in beautiful Liberty Station. Okay, I've been given a direction to ask you a question, Merrilee. How's your team?
My team is great. Thank you very much. I know this is a radio show, so they can't see my shirt, but I made an impact to wear my team shirt for today, for Spirit, even in advance of October 1st. And in thinking of some of the things that we've talked about today, Komen is a big organization, a big mission, but it also touches the smallest of communities. So I've lived in Point Loma for the last 11 years, and when my twin sister and I forged together to create a team, I wanted to think about just even in my community, how many people might be affected and how we could utilize our strength in a small space to support a large cause. And so I don't know exactly, Leia, but I'd say that my team has been the number one, either between my team or myself, has been the number one fundraiser for maybe the last 3 or 4 years.
I would say probably 5.
Maybe 5.
Yeah.
Wow.
I'm just a little competitive.
Just a touch.
I'm a little competitive. But it's for a good cause, too.
Yeah.
So usually right around mid-September, which is when my birthday is, I kick off my campaign to raise a considerable amount of money. I think I've raised $20,000
Yes.
in the last 4 or 5 years.
Wow.
And what I think is special about that, too, is it is very personal, and everyone's story is different. But as the stories are compelling, so is the needs. And so what I've really worked hard at is not only just asking people on behalf of my team or my story, but really to help relate other things that are so important, whether it's the statistics. It's I just posted some information about this financial toxicity, which is like a new word combination for me. But it makes sense because breast cancer and many illnesses are a disruptor in life. And so as much as the organization spends a lot of money in research, which is so needed to find the cure, we can't forget that every day women and their families are just struggling to be able to make ends meet and to get through their treatment, whether that means they're trying to find a way to pay for their medication, their transportation, to support their family. So getting out there with my team at the walk, raising money, raising awareness, talking about it is just a total catalyst and important for making the results that we need.
So Team Mighty Merrilee, okay, Pink Da Point, PINKDAPONT, Survivor Strength and Support. How do they join your team? Do they go to do you have a website?
Well, we all have links. So if you've registered for the team, you can go to the walk,
Okay.
San Diego More Than Pink Walk, and you can either click on supporting a person or a team, and you can join any team or support any person that way. Any support will get to the right place, which is important. Again, I have a little bit of a personal interest in my own team and fundraising, but more than anything, I just want to see people out there walking, supporting, and helping us make our goals.
And before, Kristen gets into some of the outreach you folks do, but Leia, tell them how important this is when it ties into the money you raise with research and what Komen does for research in this area.
Yeah, so I think, Komen started in 1982 as an awareness and research organization. So that has been our foundation, right. And we continue that legacy through grants that we give every year. This past year, over $19 million given through 49 grants. So it's something that we continue to invest in to get, better treatments, advancements in treatment, to have a better quality of life for those that are currently diagnosed. So it's something that is just where most of our mission programs lie.
Yeah, and as we hear quite a bit on our Spotlight show, and Kristen has heard this as well, whether it's breast cancer or whether it's Alzheimer's, Huntington's disease, it doesn't make a difference. Yes, it's that person who has it, but it's the whole family and the friends that are impacted by it. So the tentacles are huge. And when the person overcomes it and is moving forward with it, the relief is just absolutely humongous on that. So, thank you so much, Merrilee, such a great supporter of that financially and spiritually on this. That makes a big difference. Kristen?
Yeah, I'm just curious about this employee engagement component. So when an organization partners with Komen, what does that kind of look like?
Oh, thank you for asking. So we have identified just some tools that we can use to better engage our corporate partners here in the community. And this is a resource that we provide free of charge, just as any kind of information that we can share. So it's a little toolkit that has all kinds of information on breast cancer, awareness, what to look for, statistics, ways to get involved with Komen, and it's brochures, email templates, invitations, ideas on fundraising, if that's something that the company is interested in, and just a way for them to engage their employees throughout mainly Breast Cancer Awareness Month in October, but any time of year.
That sounds great. It sounds so easy for employees to get, access to the information that they need.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Listen, we talked about, Komen has been a marvelous thing since it was founded. Probably the most amazing thing you're most proud of is the fact that the mortality rate has dropped by 42%. That's just unbelievable.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Is that due to the research? Is that due to the the attention on it? Is it due to people are just now? I need to get my the breast exams. All of the above.
I think it's all of the above. I know, just recently with Merrilee, just mentioning that 50 years ago, it wasn't something that was talked about. And the more that we talk about and share information and just spread the awareness, that's just going to, drive people to be more in tune with their bodies, and then, staying on top of their mammograms.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Got another question for these two fine women here.
Yeah, I think we've spoken a bit to some of the challenges for people today, for those that you serve. Is there anything else that we haven't covered that maybe we should be aware of?
Like I mentioned earlier, so breast cancer is the most prevalent cancer in Latina women, and then the mortality rate being 40% higher for Black women than their white counterparts is something that we're actively working on. Mm-hmm. So it is a challenge, and it's not an easy fix because it involves so many different aspects. So that's something that a part of our research, part of our social support systems, and spreading awareness is really, that's where we're targeting that right now.
Right. And will some of that be because people can't get to a mammogram? Now, do you guys have mobile mammogram services?
We don't have mobile mammogram services, but we do provide beneficiary screening and diagnostics.
Right.
So anyone that doesn't have it covered by their insurance or doesn't have a clinic that they can go to, they can give Komen a call, and we can direct them and provide that for them. And if there's, like we mentioned, if you don't have transportation,
right,
don't have childcare, we can help with that as well.
Right, exactly. So some more details again. The big walk is on Sunday, the 5th of November, correct?
That's right.
How do you sign up again?
You can go to komen.org/San Diego Walk.
Right. About 8,000 of your closest friends will be there supporting folks like Merrilee and Merrilee's team.
And us. We're going to make T-shirts, correct?
We're going to make T-shirts.
Okay.
We're going to have our own team. We'll probably call it Team Kristen. Okay. Exactly. And I'll fall behind proudly in all that aspect of it. I've been at that event. I'm not sure how long. As long as I guess when I started on the board, Merrilee, and it's a great event, and it's wonderful to see the support. And it's what I love about that event is so many young people are at that event, and they're supporting their moms, their aunts, their great grandparents, and so forth. Am I right or wrong? I also saw that doggies can come to the event over here. Merrilee's giving a big yes on that. I have a 5-month-old puppy. The dog would not be good at that event, so the dog will be staying home. Exactly.
Neither will mine. I have a geriatric one and a puppy, so that won't work. But we'll find a puppy. We'll find an appropriate dog to bring to your event.
But we will definitely be there. I know you have another question for Leia and for Merrilee.
I just want to see, what can the listeners do besides signing up for the walk? Are there other ways that the listeners can get involved? Can they volunteer? Can they support you monetarily? How can they best serve your efforts?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. So like Merrilee, there's many ways to be involved with Komen. We have volunteer leadership positions. Our big walk, if you want to volunteer for that. If there's anything that you have that's a specialty, we want to put it to use. So we have our big walk. We have a metastatic breast cancer conference in the spring. Anyone that would like to get involved with that or learn more can contact me. And then also just helping to spread the word within our community. think Merrilee is great at this. She helps get us connected to a lot of folks that otherwise wouldn't know about Komen or our services.
Yeah, Merrilee is a force, a very, very positive force. Merrilee, any final words?
Well, I was just going to say, again, my phone rings off the hook a lot because people know my connection with Komen and my personal connection with breast cancer. So I feel like I do a lot of advocacy, either to help support the organization, as Leia said, or to help drive people to the place that they can either get their friends or themselves help. But again, listen to people you know and love and care for. And if they need help and they don't know where to go, it's an easy phone call to make. We have such access now between picking up our cell phone at any time or place, or going online to komen.org, and to be able to get those questions answered. And if someone can't answer those questions, personally, we will find someone who can. And that's the ongoing mission of helping and finding a cure eventually for breast cancer.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, Leia, always good seeing you. And Merrilee, it's always a joy. I know we'll see you folks in about a little more than a month. Sunday, November 5th. It's more than a pink walk in Balboa Park to support Susan G. Komen San Diego. I'm Drew Schlosberg, and you've been listening to another edition of Drew Schlosberg Spotlight on the Community Show, the nation's longest-running community podcast, brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union. And Mission Fed for more than 60 years have been doing great things for San Diegans. We hope you enjoyed the show.
You've been listening to an episode of Drew Schlosberg's Spotlight on the Community Show, amplifying the voices of social impact organizations, entrepreneurs, local nonprofits, and other community champions who shape the culture, creativity, and connectivity of San Diego community. Brought to you by Mission Fed Credit Union, bringing good things to San Diego for over 60 years. Learn more about what is good for you and good for all by visiting www.missionfed.com.
Cloudcast Media.